Alright guys, back here with another video, and this time we're going to go over my updated Speedroid build featuring Kashtira Unicorn, and we'll go over the main differences between the build that you may have seen in Winter Kills videos. It's a bit different, and some differences between my last build are pretty drastic, and I'll go over those differences as well, and why I chose to do so. And some things you can also take in, I will mention those at the end. So stay tuned. Before we get started, I want to make sure you guys are liking the video, smashing that button at least in odd increments, as I like to say, and leave a comment below of what you want to see in the store. We're adding all types of different merch. Check out the links in the description for our Shopify. We take custom orders. Like, for example, if you want to add custom text to your playmat, like my boy Carlos just did recently, or ask for a custom design to be made, feel free to message us on Shopify or message us by emailing us at airfairgaming@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook page, a TikTok, and we're just trying to grow as a brand. We got a new logo. If you haven't seen it yet, feel free to check out our merch. We got the new hat. This is one of the ones I've been wearing, and we also have different colors. We have red as well. If you like red, really nice hats. Feel free to support us any way you can. And let's get into it. We'll go quickly through the lineup. We got 3 of your starter marble machine. This is just normal summon Stratos. This is special summon or normal summon Stratos. Grab any monster. That's what I mean by Stratos. Grab any Speedroid monster. And yeah, this guy's still limited, so you can only play one. One of your Armageddonite or Foolish Burial for anything Speedroid in its name, which mainly sends your copy of Duplicate or a copy of Din. Daiko Duke. This is a free. It's basically it makes if this normal summon as your first play, makes you go into your link 2 without having to without having to waste a like a tuner effect besides this, which is interesting. This also has a recycling effect by putting something back in your deck, and especially summon a monster with the same level from your extra deck, which means put back a level 3, summon out a level 3, which is you get to bring this out from your extra deck, which is really cool. Then you have 3 Takatomborg. This card is super good inside of Speedroids, if you don't know. Tribute itself, and it can be also free special summon if you control a wind monster. But then when you tribute it, summon any tuner from your deck, Speedroid tuner that is, which can be this one. And this is the main difference between the Kashtira build, where they play a bunch of level 7s to turbo out Dracosac, and then Secret with those. It's a big difference, but this thing allows you to make Crystal Wing and level 5s and just level 8s in general. So, and level 3s. You can't make those cards without having this card. So, if you're looking to build this build, your extra deck's a lot more versatile, but your extra deck with the more level 7 heavy build is a lot more or less not as important, because then you're able to play Pot of Prosperity and stuff like that more. You can play Pot of Prosperity in this build, but if you notice in a little bit, there's no Pot of Prosperity, so a little more budget friendly. 3 of the free level 3 that also boost 800 all wind monsters on the board by banishing it from the graveyard, and another wind monster. This card is insane. 2 Din Daiko Duke. This is the one you want to special summon from your deck when you already have a tuner with Takatomborg, and then you get to banish it from the graveyard, special summon any any of your tuners from grave or hand. This is your Pot of Prosperity itself, up to the number of wind monsters you control when it's summoned. Outside of itself, you get to look at that number of cards, and you get to excavate them, and then grab any of those cards and put one in your hand. Any card. Then the last thing for normal summons and or just grind and just combo. Yo-Yo is a normal summon. Bring back any level 3 or lower. So anything but this from your graveyard. And then you got Unicorn, as we stated earlier, most definitely playing this card with Birth. But last time, this was the only part of the engine. Now we're adding in 2 planets. I was trying out 3. 3 is probably just really not necessary, and a lot of times I side it out. Sometimes I side out all of these because you need room. But Unicorn's really strong. It gets to add the Birth, and Birth allows you to bring back Unicorn, which is really cool. In the side deck, it becomes even more interesting. Then we got 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 copies of Moonlit Chill. These are just really good hand traps. This is a Wind Monster and level 3 tuners. As well as you have 3 copies of Bell. This is like an imperm, but this is also imperm. And then this is really good against certain matchups. It's also a 3-star tuner. It's really important that these are, you want to have some type of, like, so if you brick, you can at least normal summon this and after you summon this and make a Baronne. So having some type of interaction is better than none. But yeah, this card's really good against the Evil Twin Trouble Sunny. So keep that in mind. This card's really crazy against that deck. And then you have, for the tech cards, you have 2 Triple T's, no thrust. I did sell my thrusts, but that card's really good, only going second, so it's okay. And then you got 3 Clips and 1 Change of Heart. This is only good going second, but it's also just, it could technically just be another Triple T. But I don't know. Maybe it might end up just becoming another Triple T. Because hand traps are pretty popular right now, so mainly Ash. But yeah. One of the Link 2. I'm only playing 1, but you technically could replace it for this card if you really wanted to, but I really like this card. This card is a good bounce, and you'll make a lot of level 8 Synchros whenever you're grinding sometimes, so it's nice to have this option. To your 3-star tuner Synchro, this is a soul charge. Essentially, when it summons, you bring back the materials you summon with it, and or grab this spell trap, which is the compulse, but usually that doesn't happen. It's usually just bring back materials so you can make one of these, and then synchro into Crystal Wing with those. And this is the one that recurs itself, so you can make double Crystal Wing. If you control a Speedroid tuner, you can bring it back from the graveyard. This card can attack twice and gains 200 type per attack, plus the 800 boost. It's a lot of damage. This is your monster effect negator. And you negate and destroy and gain the attack of the monster you destroy. Really nice. Draw a card, attack everything. Really strong. Sometimes that does come up. And giving him 800 boost is insane. And the field spell also gives you a boost if you don't pay attention to that. It's really nice. And then you got the so we got the other level 6 Juju. This is removal. Actually came up a few times. Fast Dragon and Wind Pegasus Agnister, really strong. This one's particularly strong when you know you're going straight in the Baron. And it allows you to have another form of interruption if they interact with you, blowing anything you have up, and also blows up back row. This is an extra deck negator, makes a monster level 0 attack. Then you have 1 copy of Kite Drake. This card's really strong. You can't play like most of these cards if you don't play the 1-star tuner, so keep that in mind if you're playing the other build. That's why your extra deck looks way different. And yeah, Kite Drake is really cool. Blow up the board other than itself, and or negate all of your opponent's cards. And 2 copies of Baron de Fleur. I did not have 2 prior to the May set because I kept selling the second copy every time I got one. But now I got 2 collector rares. Shout out to Devin and Adam at Locals. But this is like what you mainly make. Sometimes you make this and Crystal Wing. The God board is like make that and double Crystal Wing, or that Crystal Wing and Harpy. You got 3 copies of Henry on the side. 3 copies of Lancia. This card's really good going second whenever you want to make simplified game states through hand trapping them. So keep that in mind. Sometimes this plus a 3-star tuner could potentially just win you the game outright. Some of this add Unicorn or maybe another copy of Henry. Attack, banish something, normal summon a tuner after you hand trap them the turn before, so their board's mediocre, and then you make Baron. That's just sometimes simple enough. And this is really good against stopping evenly, because evenly is really good against you when you go for Crystal Wings. So keep that in mind. This is good protection from evenly. Also, the Cashier deck really needs the banish. 3 Nibiru is really strong, but some people don't think it's that great right now. But most decks really need to do more than just put a Rise Heart on the board to do things against you, so might as well just play this. 3 Cosmic Cyclone and 3 Evenly. Personal preference. In reality, I probably could play Lightning Storm or something like that, but I'm not really sure which one's the best option. But also tech cards you can play. Like I said, some people are playing the Draco Sack with the other Kashtira. I think they play Chinging in their extra deck. Book of Moon is a good option right now. I'm very tempted to put this in my deck over the Eclipses, or a combination between the 2 because it's good going first or second. Triple T's not always that great. You play more Kashiras, and if you do, you play more yo-yo and more of the normal summon, special summon a token. The Make a Fan of Beast monster that summons a token, so they can make your plays even better. But there's lots of things you can do, so feel free to explore with this deck. It's really awesome, and I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. And see you guys in the next video. Deuces.